Hello, everyone. It's Mrs. Cynthia Williams-Bey. I'm excited to be here, and I am coming to you with my first video of my first tip for today. And for those of you that don't know who I am, I'm actually Mrs. Cynthia Williams-Bey, and I am taking over Rachel's social media today and tomorrow. I'm so excited that she has chosen to be a part of this initiative and that she's given her platform up for me to be able to share my heart with you ladies and just really, allow you guys to really lock arms with us black women and actually be our allies. So I want to share my first tip, okay? And my first tip comes from an experience or I guess incident that happened with us when we all announced like that we were doing this great initiative and things like that. And for the most part, we had a lot of great feedback, but we all know that there's always one that wants to be negative, right? But however, it just made me think about how every time black women are being celebrated or black men are being celebrated, that someone always tries to come in and like hijack that moment, right? And it's just like, no, like, why hijack moments when we're trying to bring forth change or when we're using our voice and we're speaking out against injustices, right? Like, it's kind of like the whole thing, Black Lives Matter, and then other people are like, oh, well, every life matter and things like that, right? That's like, you going to someone, I heard someone say this quote, it wasn't from me, but essentially just saying like, hey, my relative died, and then some responding and saying, oh, well, my relative died too. Like, that's so insensitive, right? So, my first tip is simply just to say, try not to hijack those special moments when we are actually being celebrated, because we don't get celebrated a lot. We don't get invited to a lot of platforms and things like that, right? So when we are and someone is trying to actually do something positive to bring forth unity, right? Because to let you guys know, like myself and the other 29 represented ladies that are representative in here, we actually did not asked to be here. We were chosen. We were chosen by the community. We were chosen by our peers, and we had no idea. Because you know what? We have been busy behind the scenes working, taking care of our families, taking care of our communities, taking care of our businesses, serving at our churches. Like, we've been doing the work behind the scenes when everybody else is going crazy or, at home or whatever, right? Through this pandemic, through this national crisis, like, we've still been working. And people have noticed that. And people appreciate that. And that's why we were chosen, because they felt like it was something that we needed to say, or something that we can say to get people to unify. So we as a nation, us as a world, can move forward with positive change. So for all my Caucasian women that's listening, I want you to make sure, even if you're guilty of doing this or you've done this in the past, just unconsciously, just be conscious of that to allow us to be celebrated. Like, it's okay. It's okay to allow us to be celebrated. It's okay to lift us up. It's okay to let our voices be amplified. We're just like, we're women just like you. We want to be valued. We want to be appreciated. We want to be validated. So the best way you can be our ally is to make sure that no one hijacks our moment or try to change the narrative of what's happening in this nation right now. So when you see it, shut it down. When you see it, don't engage it. When you see it, correct it. Okay? That's the number one tip. So thank you so much, and I'll be back soon with another tip for you guys.